Good evening. Today, our topic is psychological assessment. Okay, psychology deals with mental process and behavior. It is very well known where behave, how to behave, how to interact, our environment, respond, and performance of the various activities in our daily life are associated with our mental process and behavior related to psychology. And in our daily life, psychology help us understanding the how to people believe, how to people behave, understand the people act ways they do. It help to understand mind and body function. Mind and body functioning. It is a act and behavior. It improves the decision making abilities, stress management, time management, adjustment in their life, effectively achieving their life goals. Okay, suppose this is a management. So one employee is daily traveling at their home and office to travel 3 hours and working 8 hours. This working hours is more than traveling hours. That's why this time management is most of the important in the employees adjustment in the employee is certain office environment or family environment to balance the professional and personal life with the adjustment in their life effectively achieving their setting goal in case competitive preparation students are very effectively achieve the day by day substantive progress, but their goal setting is two types long term goal, short term. The short term goal is fulfilled. This result based on the long term goal. Long-term goals. Fulfill psychological assessment. The technical term for the science behind psychological testing, it is a psychometric properties or psychometric validation, which considered with the theory and the techniques of psychological measurement. Psychological testing is useful to measure the cognitive skills, level of development, dexterity, reaction time, memory, some extra. The psychological tests are standardized, reliable, validity, objectivity, um, objectivity, then practicable and usability. The cognitive skills. Cognitive is a cognitive affective to process. Cognitive, cognitive, affective. Cognitive mean mind. Cognitive in physical. Um, Cognitive, cognitive, affective in act. In act. A level of development. It is a milestone development. But infant is still to lifespan ending. It is end of the death. Infants to death and like womb to tomb. This process is a developmental process. Each every developmental stages appeared some psychological balancing or many problems. Dexterity, the speed of the functioning. It is a hand, heart, finger, tools, whatever it may be. It is a organization sector, reaction time. How react to the working efficacy, memory related. It is a purely cognitive thing. It is psychological test are standardized. Standard definition of psychological assessment or psychological test. Psychological assessment is a process of psychological testing arrives at some hypothesis but a person behavior, capabilities, and personality traits. Person- Personality traits. Okay. Some methods of psychological assessment. There are different types of psychological assessment methods: observation method, interview method, case study method, norm referred testing. Observation method is a most useful in psychology. This is their action, gesture, behavior, assessment them to watching what people to do. It is a direct to observe the person behavior and as well as to record the response to record the response the person behavior and more extra. But there are different types of observation. One, controlled observation, naturalistic observation, participant observation. This controlled observation is a like structured. The controlled observation is a structured observation carried out in the psychological laboratory or prescribed area, like a control assessment. Observation direct to decide the date, place, time, circumstances, participants using the standardized procedure, all any questionnaire prescribed format. This is provide the controlled observation, like like obesity is the problem. The controlled observation. Two groups of the controlled group, non-controlled group. Okay, then experimental group or non-experimental group. So, for example, experimental group is a to treatment like physical exercise and aerobic and as well as dietary plan. Dietary plan. This is the follow the at least 41 day. How much weight is decrease the person, but non-control group are okay. Control group there is no prescribed for, but this is the just for how to control their weight and procedure change with this. This is the controlled observation, uncontrolled naturalistic observation. This report prepare the observation prepare behavior schedule for the controlled behavior to what observer is the collecting the observation material to needful information. Naturalistic observation. Social scientists and psychologists use the method for the observation. In this method, a spontaneous behavior of the participant, spontaneous like in a animals to park behavior is identified or any student's behavior to particular aspect of the playground to observe the realistic naturalistic behavior is recorded. Participant observation, known as the ethnographic research method. The method was the observation becomes a part of the observation. The observer becomes a member in the group, collect the data, understand the phenomenon. The observe this in this expert to involve the group and participant is mingle and play the role uh, and also observe the particular aspect of behavior. Okay. Interview method. In this method, two types: structured interview, unstructured interview. It is a qualitative research technique which was small group persons were asked questions, elicit data, and response about the particular topic, subject, program, idea, or situation. It is an interview communication process in which the interviewer asks the questions to the interview to elicit responses for the specific purpose on the selected topic. The verbal communication between two people is usually getting the in-depth information and experience of the participant. In this interview method is counseling sector is more beneficial. It is a rapport development and also how to deal the counsel. Okay, structure interview. In this interview, prepared the question before the depend upon the purpose of the topic. Structure interview. Example, already a problem appeared in the client, say the related to questions is prepared and as well as to interact the same questions to standardized interview common format in case anxiety worries. Probing time to apply the Beck anxiety inventory scale, Beck anxiety worry scale also. Both are questions is pick up and prepare this some uh, tool. Same tool is application in the client. Unstructured interview. Unstructured interview, also known as non-directive interview, formal or dissociative interview. The generative qualitative data as the respondent is free talk talk in depth in interview has a certain topic in mind, but he will not pre-arranged questions before the interview. Unstructured interview or everyday conversation, free or informal, autonomous and open-ended, spontaneous, flexible questions. Even through the unstructured interview is purposeful of and directive information. Directive information. Case study. It is the another method. The case study is case study. The case study had it is the origin of anthropology, sociology, and psychology. The case study method origin in 20th century. It is a recorded of various developmental events of a particular case or person related to stimulation time, over the time, over the time. Yes. The case it is a close and in-depth examination of a particular cases, understand it thoroughly to diagnose the problem and find out the solution for it. Case study is the most important in psychology and counseling sector. Case analysis is the problem identified and solution the problem. Problem identification and solution the problem. Solution. It is a method of use various techniques like direct observation, personal interview, psychometric testing, and achievable recorded in the in-depth of analysis of the person, group, phenomena, analysis of obtained data related to it. Student. The personal interview is the grouping type and to identify the key causes of the problem. Key causes of the problem or root cause of the problem identified the in case study personal interview. Psychometric test is to evaluate the how much of the problem observation in the client behavior at the time of interview or case study write up. Uh, in emotional expression is observing achievable record. The bio in case back client previous academic record is I, academic record academic record is the achieval records in the school records and their performance in the academic sector. Analysis of the observed person, group or phenomenon, analyzed obtained data related it. So, hello. Yes, the case study method is used in the exploratory and descriptive research to generate new ideas and illustrate theories. It is the narrative of real life situation, case studies guided and direction to the people. An in-depth longitudinal examination of the case studies provided systematic way of the looking into situation or event to collect the data, analyze it, and explore the result. Explore the result. In the case study, some benefits and drawbacks are we will discuss. Case study is a particularly situational analysis of character, some specific characteristics in the case study. A person, particular person, events and situations, programs and phenomena to discuss the personalized problems and also a narrative and descriptive. In case of the schizophrenic narrative descriptive to their problem regarded the understand the phenomenon under the study, expand the readers of experience and also ideas of the client. So reliability, validity, these are the most important characteristics in the case study method. The case type of case studies, many some types in the case studies, uh, historical case study. It studies developed by the particular phenomena, like some specific characteristics and past review related case studies are historical case studies, observational case studies, gathering information through formal or informal observation, informal observation. Informal observation. Illustrative studies, what is the situation is like. It is a current situation, studied the current situation and related the generative problems. Exploratory, it is a identify the questions and investigated. It is a new direct to explore the problem related to society and also personalized. Cumulative cases collect to arrange the information from different sides. Suppose major metropolitan cities, lifestyle, like IT sector employees' lifestyle is different from normal people lifestyle. This is the cumulative study. This is cumulative. Critical instance case studies. Studies caused by the effect of relationship, marital relationship. These are emotional related problems are critical instance case studies. These are all relationship, marriage, love, in case of any family system, familiar system, spouse relationship, both are critical instant. The steps of the case studies. In these case studies, many steps is followed in the criteria. I mean, class ఎవరు నేను క్లాస్లో ఉన్నాను ఎవరు అవును సారీ నెమ్మది హలో advantage steps in the steps from the case studies. Case studies. Follow the selection of the topic for the study, selection, data collection and procedure, document interview and observation, selection of the participant, collection of the data, data analysis, data analysis, data analysis, data analysis. Sir, advantages of the case studies. Sorry. Advantages of the case study. Case study is based on the real life situation. Yes, in case of one love affair partner, this client is explained the in the case starting of the to develop the relationship and break up or other. Love is two types. One cases is breakup, another cases are living relation. The extra some cases are to get married, whatever it may be. In this emotional relationship, in this relationship cases are to the real life situation, how to establish the relationship and what is current situation. This is the most important. The case study is recorded comprehensive information. Yes, the client was give the more and more information. But we will record the comprehensively and also some crucial and critical points are recorded. Flexible method. It is a negotiable type. Okay. It is a conceptual to information. Disadvantages. The method is time consuming and expensive. Yes. The case study is the most time consuming and also expensive hour to hour chargeable. We cannot do generalized the result. Yes, case is a in-depth analysis of the personal life, personal situation. That's why we cannot generalize the all group or universal university. This is more subjective method. Yes, a subject, more subjective method. It is a single person information. That's why in this disadvantages. Psychological test norms refers to the standardized test are diagnosed to rank and compare the test takers in relation to on one another to another. This is compare the performance of the students of the same age, same level, same grade, how have were taken the test time. This process is a process of normal uh, roaming process knowing the norming of the group, individual or group people. This result we will generally recorded as the percentage or percentile norms. Okay, what is difference between percentage and percentile norm? Percentage is calculated 100. Percentile is a present value of the person in the involving the group people. Okay. Next topic is just wait. Share power. Next topic, fourth unit. Fourth unit. Psychological test. Okay. Meaning and definition of psychological test. A psychological test is a standardized measure of a sample of a person behavior. It is a sample of a person behavior. Each every sample or each every person unique behavior. That's why each person is a sample that is used to measure the individual differences that be present among the people. It is an objective and standardized measure of an individual's mental or behavior character sheets and or it is a behavior character sheet. It is a systematic procedure or observing the person behavior or performing the describing it with the idea of numerical scale or category system. Mostly, tests are used as a way of measuring difference between people and difference in the same person over a time. Difference between group and person same a time. Okay. Yeah. Characteristics of the psychological test. A psychological test is defined as an objective and standardized measure of sample of the behavior of an individual analysis. Some main characteristics of the good characters psychological test are followed. These are the psychometric properties is a main characteristics. The psychometric properties is objective of this tool, reliability of the test, validity, norms, and participability priorities. Okay, objectivity. The test should be free from subjective judgment regarding the ability, skill, knowledge, trials, and potentiality of the measure. and elevated. This is objective. What is the problem? The tool was objective in this problem. Problem is narrative, narrative, reliability. This is refers to this refers to extent which the obtained results are consistent or reliable, reliable, reliable. When the test is administered on the same sample for more than once with a reasonable gap time or reliable test will widely some score. It measures the test trustworthiness. There are many methods of testing reliability for a set. The validity it is refers to extent to which the test measure what it aims to measure. For example, when the intelligence test is developed to assess the level of intelligence, it should be assess the intelligence of the person, not other factors. Okay, it is validity. In case of other factors are measured, it is not valid for the that particular objective of the tool. Okay. Validity explains as whether the test fulfills the objective of its development. There are many methods to assess validity of test tool. Now, NAM is one of the important characteristics of the psychological test. NAM refers to the average performance of the representative sample and given this test, it gives a picture of the average standard of the particular sample in the particular aspect. Now are the standard score developed by the persons who developed the test. The future usage of the test can compare to their score with norms to know the level of their sample. Just simple. Now is in case one test is uses norms, age norm, gender norm, locality norm, and some extra. The test intelligence test WISC, Westler intelligence for adult or children. Children's test is used for the children below 16 years. It is a child-based Westler intelligence scale for children's assessment. That is most important norm is age norm, children age. Okay. In case masculine and feminization is measured, in this test, two gender is the okay. In case of income status and are more in rural urban, but in here locality now, in a domicile now, these are the norms. Any psychological test norms are must. The present participability, the test must be in time of required from the completion, the length of the number of the items or questions, scoring extra. Okay, participants convenient the sample. In case of one intelligence test is large number of statements, suppose 200 statements, to measure the uh, two or three components of the problem. Okay, general intelligence, specific intelligence. Okay, in this intelligence capacity to assess to 200 questions, it is very large. That's why. Practicability is the convenient of the sample to identify the easily their problems. Standardization. All good psychological tests include the behavioral samples that are obtained understand the condition. That is, a test must be administered the same way to all the people. When a test is administered, various factors can affect the score basis the characteristics, attitude, or trained that the obtained measures. Okay. Types of psychological tests. Psychological tests measure an individual performance at a specific point in time or in time right now. The psychologists talk about a person present function, present function and functioning, present function and functioning in the term of their test data. Therefore, the psychological test cannot predict future or innate potential. Psychological testing is not a single test or even single type of factor or set. Psychological assessment is sometimes something that typically done in the formal manner only by licensed psychologists. Testing is usually done in a psychologist office and consists large of the preparation and paper pencil test. Nowadays, often administered on a computer-based case, easy to usage. Psychological test is divided into four primary types: clinical interview, assessment, intellectual assessment, functioning, and also like assessment to intellectual functioning IQ, personality assessment, behavior assessment, behavior assessment, behavior assessment. Okay. Psychological test, mainly two types: mental ability test and personality test. Mental ability test divided into three tests: intelligence, aptitude, achievement test. And intelligence test measure the general mental ability. Spearman two-factor theory, general intelligence and specific intelligence abilities. Aptitude test assess the specific type of the mental abilities, numerical abilities, abstract reasoning, critical speed, sentence completion test. These are the aptitude test. Achievement test, knowledge of the various subjects, history, literature, psychology, some other achieved. Achievement is a progress report. Yeah, clinical interview. Yeah, in the clinical interview is a critical and commonly used assessment procedure in mental health participant practice that involve the personal changes exchange between clinical and client to designed to gather information needed for diagnosis and treatment. Acceptance of uniform diagnostic criteria beginning with the DSM promote the development of the structure and semi-structural diagnostic interviews that surround improve the through the thoroughly improve the reliability and diagnosis by the minimize the error arises from the criterion of information variation. More recent development in a cultural consideration, technological and publications of the DSM-5 have been also influenced by the contemporary clinical interviews. It is expected that the clinical interview will continue to elevated coming year, while the continuing the hold of important place in the provisional of the mental and medical health care professionals. Assessment of the intellectual functioning. Person IQ intelligence coefficient is a theoretical construction measured by the general intelligence. It is important noted IQ test do not measure the actual intelligence. They measure the what we believe might be importance of component intelligence. IQ intelligence coefficient to all for the compromisation of the test score among person. Thurman divided the concept of the intelligence coefficient IQ MJ by CJ into 100. MJ mean mental age, CA mean chronological age. There are two primary measures to the person intellectual functioning, intelligence test, or neuropsychological assessment. Intelligent tests are the more common type of administrative, including the Stanford Binet, Western scales, and some other scales, Spearman, Scholar, Pearson scale. These are the description. General conceptual abilities, spatial and non-verbal comprehensive, verbal abilities, non-verbal reasoning ability, and spatial abilities, school relations, working memory, and passion speed. These are the some ideas, including the mandatory of the mandatory subtest of necessary to arrive the person's full-scale IQ. The supplementary subtest provide the additional valuable information about the person's cognitive abilities in this verbal comprehensive scale. In verbal comprehensive scale is similarity, vocabulary, vocabulary information, supplementary, subsuitable, comprehensive tests are designed. Yeah, designed. In similarities, in case we will attend the uh, RRB test in this verbal comprehensive scale to identify the similar symbolic task in the like Raven's progress matrix is to identify the simple to complex images. To identify the correct answer is the similarity responses, and multiple choice questions are also useful in the similar. Uh, you read the question below the four answers is slightly different. What is the answer? This A and B. What is the similar relationship? Vocabulary. Vocabulary is Vocabulary is the verbatim information. Information, the client information about the uh, IQ assessment. Perceptual reasoning scale. In the perceptual reasoning scale, perceptual mean to identify the objective and replacing the same. It is a sensory stimulus and response and replacing eye hand coordination. Okay, eye hand coordination. These are specific character intelligence is you assess the client information. Block design test, matrix reasoning, visual puzzle, supplementary subject picture complication, figure weightage. This is picture complication test. Arrangement, this test arrangement, picture completion test arrangement. The working memory scale, digital span, arithmetic, letter numeric sequences. It is only 16 to 69. Digital span, span of attention. For example, why your transportation department give the vehicle number only for 4 digits. This is the commonly identified, the simple and easily identify the four digit span is every person. Span is a factor of seconds. You identified the number or digits. Okay, in vehicle, in a road, uh, through past to go and hit and away the vehicle. But this person is simply identify four-digit number is easily to trace out the vehicle number. That's why. Okay. Processing speed scale. Processing speed scale. Symbolic circuit, complementary cancellation scale. This is the arithmetic reasoning functions are personality assessment. Personality assessment is a proficiency in professional psychology that involves the administration, scoring, and interpretation, empirical supported measures of the personality traits and styles in a order to okay administration. One test is administered, 16 PF personality test is administered. 16 PF personality test in this nearly 180 statements to divide the 16 subcategory personality characteristics. Each every subcategory, some questions is allotted. These questions score is high, moderate, low score is indicate, and interpretation is a different type of the personality problem. They interpret the different aspect of the empirical support method, the personality trials characteristics. Improve the clinical diagnosis. It is a clinical method, whatever it may be, MMPI or so 16 PF personality, clinical aspect or psychological aspect. Structured and informed psychological intervention. Informed intervention. Increase the accuracy of behavior prediction in variety of the contexts and settings, clinical, forensic, organizational setting, educational setting. Okay. Theory, administration, and interpretation of the personality test, performance-based measure of the personality, such as the Rorschach test and other major free responses test and major self-reported intervent major self-related major self-report interviews such as the MMPI-2 and PAI-1, including the applicability and specific population norms to individual client. Yes. Some personality test, projective projective test. Projective mean to show the test test to show the test to interpret the that to image or story narration. In the projective test is most two types. One is projective testing, black Rorschach black test, and also TA thematic upper perception test. Rorschach ink black test is a 10 ink black where the first published 2021. It fell into the disfavor as many clients and criticize it is as a subjective in the nature. The interpretation as the conversational and unreliable. There was disagreement on how to interpret the responses. Like all uh, personality test, it is still difficulty to decide whether person's response indicate their personality style, their emotional status, it time of the assessment. Yes, in the projective impact test is a 10 images. Each image different type of image. In this one image, big image. In this small categories, A, capital B, some other. It is a two type. Yeah, personality character style or emotional disturbances. Both are assessed. T8 thematic upper perception test. TA type, it is a projective test, involve the describing ambiguous figures or scenes or images seen they learn more about to person's emotions, motivation, and personalities. Um, Popularly known as the picture interpretation technique, it was developed by American psychiatrist Henry Murray and Christian Morgan, Harvard University in 1930. The TAT is one of the most widely researched and clinically used personality tests. This figures is ambiguous figures. Ambiguous figures. Yes, sorry. One topic is forgot in the PPT. That is objective test. Objective test. Okay, sorry. Objective test is another one. Yes, behavioral assessment. What is behavior? Behavior act. Behavior is an act. Behavior is an act. Okay, behavior is an act. Behavior is an act. Assessment is the evaluation. This behavioral assessment behavioral interviews, observation method, naturality, self-monitoring, role play, inventories, checklist, cognitive assessment, and more, some more. In behavioral interview, one client is arrived the uh, situation. What is the at the time of certain time behavior behavior characteristics is elevated. What is the problem? Problem behavior, problem related the causes, and also problem related the consequences. These are the most important. Sound the kitchen. Rachana. Okay. Uh, monitoring. Okay. Yeah, self-monitoring. Self-monitoring is a one faulty of behavior. Faulty of behavior is it okay? Maladaptive behavior is adequate the children. Commonly, mobile addiction. It is a behavioral problem. It is a maladjustment, maladaptive the behavior. How to control? Okay, control. How to overcome the problem in this specific client problem. The situation is analyzed what is what, how to adapt, how the problem is addicted in the certain time, how long the period. It is the evaluated for the self-monitoring technique. Rachana, role play. Role play is the one of the assessment technique by the behavioral inter inventories and checklist, behavioral problem checklist, behavioral yes, behavioral problem checklist. How to assess the behavior and how much of the adopted the uh, mal behavior practices. This is the behavioral problem checklist. Cognitive behavioral assessment. Cognitive mean in mind, brain serotonins are in case of the behavior assessment, cognitive behaviorally. CBT technique, cognitive behavior assessment. CBT techniques will be to problem solving technique. In this, what is the self-related problem? How to adapted and rational, irrational uh, behavior so is adequate the uh, client. Okay, this is the cognitive behavioral assessment. Okay, cognitive behavioral assessment is to achieve the mm, sorry, sir, assessment of the client evaluation and person capabilities. It is a cognitive behavioral assessment. Hmm. So, yes, in this topic, some components. Okay, some component. Achievement test. Achievement test is achievement test measures the person previous learning in the specific academic year. Okay, specific academic year. It is the achievement. It is achievement. And also computer programs, languages, more, whatever it will be, more aware. This is the most important in the psychological assessment test of achievement. Okay. Okay, over the topic completed. In case of any doubts or clarification of the participants. Yeah, previously, psychological test in the objective test or objective test, mostly Rorschach ink blot test. This Rorschach ink blot test is a more measurable to to psychiatry problems like schizophrenia and manic depressive, and other severe psychiatric problems to identified and severity of the problem to assess the Rorschach ink plaque measure. In TAT test is used the spouse-related problems, and also it is also some schizotypal problem to assess the TAT test. It is most useful to the assess the psychodiagnostic test. Okay, thank you. Tomorrow we will discuss another two topics. The topics are one is test construction and reliability and validity. How to psychological test to develop or construct, like building construct, and also what is the test norms? These test norms are reliability, validity is a must. This is we will discuss tomorrow topic.